waterboarding torture or illegal? And if so, what would be the harm in holding hearings to find out what happened, why did this happen, and maybe holding some people accountable?
I believe that waterboarding is torture. And we now know it's in the public record. In one case, it was 183. How effective could that have been after the 90th waterboarding? Pat Leahy of Vermont has been arguing for a select committee or a commission, I forget what she's talking about, to go and review all this. I agree with him on that. There's some debate about whether he does it or the Intelligence Committee does it, but someone ought to do it. And then secondly, if people in fact did something that was illegal, they ought to be pursued. We talked about financial services in this area. I don't know how you answer the question. If you say to me, I'm releasing all the documentation which demonstrates this happened, and then the follow-on is, but we're not going to do anything about it. Now, I know people don't want to go back, and this gets uncomfortable in business. I don't want to look forward. You know, my father was a prosecutor at the Nuremberg trials. They were not a popular idea. In fact, Robert Jackson, who was the chief prosecutor for the United States at Nuremberg, got excoriated by his fellow justices on the Supreme Court for going. Winston Churchill said, let's just shoot everybody and forget about a trial. The Soviets were much more progressive. They said, well, we show trial, but we can then shoot everybody. They were the liberals. But my father's point, actually, Henry Stimson, who was the only Republican in Franklin Roosevelt's cabinet, Secretary of War, was the great advocate of the Nuremberg trials and all a few others. And their point was, no, we're different. There is a thing called the rule of law. And these guys, these thugs, this wasn't just war and terrible things happened in war. 6 million Jews were incinerated. A total of 11 gypsies, gays, Catholics, others were literally incinerated or mass executions. This wasn't just war. 55 million people died as a result of their aggressive behavior. To say, you know, we're just going to kind of wash our hands.